Hi, I'm Laura Hernandez. Metacognition is the ability of the brain to become aware of your thoughts, behaviors, and emotional reactions. We think around 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and 90% of them are identical to the day before. So, if we think the same thoughts, that's going to lead us to take the same choices. And the same choices are going to lead us to have the same behaviors, and the same behaviors are going to create the same experiences. And the same experiences are going to produce the same emotions. So that means that if you stay in a pattern, you create a predictable future driven by identical choices, behaviors, and emotions. So if you keep feeling the same emotion every day, the body literally begins to memorize it. The body becomes conditioned to the mind of the past. Now, most people, when they have a thought, they assume that that thought is true. They believe in it, they create a belief. And one of the greatest realizations in this work is that not because you have a thought, that means that that thought is true. The brain has the ability to step out of this truth, and this is metacognition, is the first step into creating change. So the brain, the part of the brain that allows you to observe our thinking, that allows us to observe ourselves, is the frontal lobe. And the frontal lobe give us the capacity to step outside of ourselves and become self-aware. It allows us to stop unwanted state of minds and body. And because when you become aware of a thought and you choose not to automatically act on it, you will stop firing the same neural circuits. And neurons that fire together wire together. And neurons, that not fire together, that get on wire. So metacognition, being the observer, and then by being the observer, make a choice, is going to allow you to stop firing and wiring things that you don't want. And you begin to then unwire by unfiring. And this is how we begin to prune the hardware of the old personality. And then you start creating a new personality that will have the ability to create a new reality. So it's like planting a new garden. Before you plant something new, you have to pull the weeds, and then you have to remove the rocks and turn around the soil. You have to make room. So we do have to unlearn before we can relearn. We have to unfire these neural pathways and unwire them, pruning them before we refire and rewire for an experience to happen. So we have to unmemorize the emotions during the body. And this is going to happen by you stopping the same behaviors. So when you observe without reacting, when you stay present, instead of going automatically into old habits of thinking, feeling, and behaving, you begin to gain executive control over your impulses. You begin to be the master of your mind. And when you repeat new choices and new behaviors over time, then you create a new personality. And the new personality creates a new reality. Therefore, metacognition is the first step into breaking the habit of being yourself. First, we dismantle the old self, and then we begin to create a new self that will create a new amazing reality. Thank you.